Hi everyone. Okay, so this week I'm going to talk about my POS for the Connecticut House Republicans community. So first, just to give you guys a reminder of my people that compromise the community, basically supporters of the Connecticut Republican Party or supporters of Connecticut Republican legislators. As I said at the bottom, just because you support a Connecticut Republican rep doesn't mean that you identify with the Republican Party, because some of them can be very moderate, and because it's state politics, it's a little different than the national scale. Um, so some identifiers, most are unpleased with the way government is currently being run. Basically, the major problem that we're trying to solve within the community is getting more House Republicans elected to the General Assembly, as well as making sure our current members get reelected. Um, the topics range from everything from minimum wage, job creation, budget numbers, to more social issues like this session with gun rights and safety. In past sessions, it's been the death penalty. So, very broad spectrum. Most of them are brought about through current events. As I said before, there's really no typical member. We can have people who support our reps who are actually Democrats. Just kind of depends on the town and the layouts of the demographics. And as I said last week, one significant creator is Don Pesci, and he has a blog called Red Notes from a Blue State that's nationally acclaimed. So just continuing on, like I said last week, the most popular social media platforms are Twitter and Facebook. Um, Other popular platforms outside of social media and the internet are town hall meetings and Republican town committees that each operate on town-to-town basis. One thing that I think could get our audience attention specifically this week is basically the state, as we all know, is pretty careless with their spending. Just one more example of this piled on top of others is that the state is going to spend, and you can see that number right there, $618,000 to purchase the New Haven Open tennis tournament. And this could be a pretty big area of discussion. I know one of our reps just sent a letter to Malloy saying that his schools might not even be open next week because Winstead is in such financial disarray, and instead of the state helping them out, they're spending this amount of money to purchase the New Haven tennis tournament. So again, and this is really kind of hitting home. I would say the major problem within the community is awareness and spreading awareness to independent voters. Independent voters really win elections, because typically people who are in a party will vote party lines, and it's independent voters who will kind of branch out of that. So really, I mean, yes, we want to obviously curtail to our base, but we also want to bring in other people. And lastly, I wanted to put the common values on one separate slide. So common values of the House Republicans, that we preach a lot: spend no more than you make, borrow only what you can afford to pay back. The more government tries to do, the less it does well. We should have all the government we need, but only the government that we need. Um, and those are kind of how we run our legislation. Um, but then I kind of went out and tried to see what the community wants to see for the state to combine that in. Obviously, lower taxes, job creation and retention, preserving open space within the state, and retain programs for the elderly and children. So, I mean, if we could accomplish all that things, we're doing pretty well. So let's talk about my objectives and how I'm going to achieve these. My first major objective is to drive traffic to increase community size. We have about over 1,000 likes on the House Republican page, and I would like to increase that. Not going to throw out a number prematurely, but I just want to drive traffic to increase the community size and increase the audience that we're reaching. So how I'm going to do this is diversify use of Facebook and Twitter in order to reach a broader number of people, and if that means sharing things or connecting with other pages, then that's the game plan. Number two, is going to be promote awareness. A lot of people are pretty, unless you're up there, a lot of people are pretty blind to what's happening in the state. So, promoting awareness is key to actually gaining an audience. Once people see what's going on, they're generally more interested. And the strategy that goes along with this is encouraging participation. Not only do we want to promote awareness, but we also want feedback as well. Because, like I said, we're here to serve our constituents. And lastly, the last objective is to keep constituents informed as to what's going on. Whether that be in their respective town with grant money that they're receiving, or maybe there's a special town hall event that they want to attend. As long as we're keeping them in the loop, like I said, we're here to serve them. So, that's the main objective here. And the strategy that goes along with them, constantly listen to the constituents to understand their needs and wants. Because when you're an elected official, you might have something that you want to do, but then your base is saying, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want that, and we want you to vote no on this. So listening to the constituents is key with anything, especially when you're an elected official. So those are my objectives and strategies moving forward. Thank you, and I will see you guys next week.